Hello, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining as we take on this Friday evening crit race around the Champs-Elysees in Paris. Been a while since I've raced on this course. I've done it once before, which was for stage 21 of the Vive la France event back in September. So we're doing 5 laps tonight, which is 33.3 kilometers in total. It's around 6.7 kilometers per lap. And we've got around about 190 meters of climbing. Not a huge amount. You can see the profile at the bottom of the screen there. So it's a little bit of a gentle climb up from this start line up to where the Arc de Triomphe would be up at the top. At the end of this straight, we loop around that, back down the other side. There's a couple of corners down by the Tuileries Gardens. I'm sure I'm butchering the French language this evening, so apologies for that. And we then go in a clockwise direction down under what would be the tunnel next to the Louvre. There's a sharp little rise. We take a left-hander along the Rue de Rivoli, I believe, and then cut back towards the start line. So we did this in Vive la France. We did 8 laps. It was a slightly smaller field. That took an hour and 12 minutes. It's obviously a shorter race today, can be quicker, bigger field as well. So around about 40 minutes, perhaps, for this. 45 minutes. Should be a quick race. Looks like we've got good numbers. 89 riders currently, 90 riders on the start line. So we're 1 minute out from the start of the race. Got no fans on. I'm wearing a jumper. It's pretty cold in my garage. I'm sure I'll soon warm up. The jumper will be coming off very shortly. If you're watching, then please do leave a comment or get involved in the chat. We'll get those up on screen. We'll try and get involved, answer any questions you might have. Right, 30 seconds in. Need to start focusing. Getting ready to race. So a good mix of nationalities. Lots of French riders, as you might expect. Some Brits, Canadians, Belgian, Dutch, Italians, Slovakians. Right, 5 seconds in. Let's get ready. Power up, and away we go. I want to try and get across the road. There we go, get into the draft. Lap 1 of 5, 94 starters. I'm not going to be going crazy initially. Hey Ned. Yeah, 94 riders. It is a big field. Gonna have to watch those sharp corners. Don't want to get caught on the outside. I'm sure the field will whittle down a little bit though, as is common. So this first gradient's about 2%. It does ramp up to about 3% towards the end. But at the top, as we go around the Arc de Triomphe, around the big roundabout, it will get strung out. I'm just making sure I'm up towards the front of the pack. As Maxime makes a bit of a dig off the front. So I'm just going to bridge across, get tucked in. Give me good positioning into these first few corners. We take this long sweeping bend. There's Keith Aitchison. Now we hit the descent on the other side. Yeah, it's not too bad, the roundabout. It's a nice wide arc. It's not too tight, so if you are on the outside, it's not too bad. Got a lot of separation already then. Feel like this front group's down to 31. Which is kind of handy because on those big groups you can get hung out the back a little bit. No gutters for us to ride in, no cobbles to worry about. There's Keith giving us a wave from the Uncoolers team there. Two of them in the big ring jerseys, the blue and the greens. So far, so good then. Parrot's looking nice and green today. If you didn't have a chance to watch the Ask Us Anything event from RGT that was hosted on Wednesday, then you might have missed that they did announce that they're going to be releasing a new skin for Magic Roads sometime soon. And that will give some roads a different appearance than this green appearance. It's still going to be trees. It's still going to be very European based, I think, is what they said. But it will start to introduce some variety into the Magic Roads, depending on their location within the world. I think they said that's 4 to 6 weeks away. It's worth a watch, the Ask Us Anything event. So if you have missed it, yeah, it's worth going to have a watch after this race. Obviously, it's not as good as my commentary. So you do need to watch just up here. So there's a left-hander, a little bit downhill, and there's a sharp uphill into another left-hander. You see it there. This is actually where we go under the tunnel. in the real world. The Louvre would be on the right hand side, the big glass pyramid. We've got the inside line, that's nice. So you need to push up here. You can see 6%. Hit that left hander on the inside. And then just stay in the pack. Nice. So there's a bit of a downhill out of that left hander. And then it starts. So in that corner, there's a very sudden downhill, but then it hits a little uphill. And you can see the finish line just ahead there. So it's a good 300 meters or so out of that final corner to the line. Ever so slightly uphill. So 9 minutes, almost dead on for that lap. I'm sure it will settle down a bit, but that puts us on course for around about 45 minutes for the race duration. So we've got in this group then Keith Aitchison up the front there, familiar name from Tour de Monde. Mathieu Drujon. Hartfeld I saw there. Jury, the Belgian rider. So quality fit of Ramsack, strong Slovenian rider, Macklin Turco, Phil Mahler. He was about maybe 12th, 11th or 12th in the Tour de Monde overall. Joris Vercic as well, I think he's really solid, recognise his name. A lot of new riders too, which is good to see. Coming to give RGT a go, maybe for the first time. Hopefully they're having a good ride. They're pretty much sticking together here then. But once again, that team dropping the hammer on this climb. Drujon going with him. I can stretch it out a bit. Not going full guns. Pulling away from that field. Giving myself some clear space. Yeah, hopefully that won't be every time, Ned. But we should put it back together on this downhill with this bigger pack. There we go. Pasting in. I'm not sure if we're dropping anyone with those attacks. Seems a bit spread. A couple guys off the bat there. Yeah, there's nothing too steep. There's that little corner, the 6% corner. If you're unlucky, you can get caught out there. But it's 3% up, 3% down. Nothing too technical. But yeah, I agree. It is a pretty good course. It gives a bit of everything. Still got 91 riders online after almost 15 minutes. Ooh. Eased up a bit too much there. Yeah, I think that's a really good sign as well. Something I noticed during Tour de Monde. It looks like our group's down to 21 now after that revolution. Is that you're seeing really good rider retention. So that means they're enjoying it. Means they're not having technical issues. That's really positive. Just going to ease up a little bit. See if my avatar will just tuck in behind this lot. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just slingshot to the front. Just trying to avoid being too far over for this left-hander. That's it, move to the left, go on, there we go. Look. So I've just eased off. That allows my avatar to get across to the inside a little bit, weaving around a bit. There we go, good position into that corner. Get that inside line. And then push up on the inside. Using that draft slingshot to just bring me up to the front there. Yeah, it's not easy, Ned, but it's possible. Yeah, it's a bit risky. It was on a flat piece, so that was good. Means the speed's not going to vary too much. I'm just trying to hold my position here in the pack, not fall off the back. Pack size is quite good now, 20 riders. Never going to be too far from the front. I did mention about the physics engine on the Ask Us Anything as well. I did reiterate that, yes, they are reviewing it, they are making tweaks, but they're tweaks. They're not rewriting it. They're looking at some of the little issues, the downhill speed, some of the brake checking in big groups. But it is pretty good. It is tricky to learn, but it is learnable. How come you're not riding, Ned? You working today? Oh, are you riding in the echelon later, perhaps? So it is the Echelon Racing League Pro Series this weekend. The Redlands Bicycle Classic, 3 stages. There's a 9.5k time trial this evening, which is 11 p.m. UK time. The women are off first at about 10 p.m. And then tomorrow there's a 61 kilometer loop, the Sunset Loop, 6 laps of a 10k course, which I rode last weekend, which was pretty tough. And then Sunday is the Queen stage, which is also around about 60k, I think, and a lot of climbing. None of those stages really suit me, my physiology as a rider, and the timing of them is a little bit tricky in the UK. So 11 p.m. tonight, 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. It would be a good 2-hour ride. So knowing that I'm not going to do very well, even though they're very good workouts, like Ned says, they're very tough. Up against some very good riders, make you work hard. Hey Francois, thanks for tuning in. I think John Crane will be racing later, but you can catch all the Echelon action over on ZMS live streams or the Echelon Racing YouTube channel. Cheers, Scott. Doing my best Sam Bennett now, just trying to sit in, save some energy. Yeah, so far so good. Not been into any red zones yet. Not been dropped. Have to be careful there. That's that. It's not intentional brake checking. I think it's just a bit of a multiplier effect when you have a few riders in front of you. It brakes you a bit heavily. And that's what they're looking to tweak. Just reduce that effect. Yeah, it's a good course. It's pretty fast. We're using it on Tuesday in the Omnium event. So event 2 of the Omnium is a 500 meter sprint downhill from up near the Arc de Triomphe down to the start line. And then event 3 is a time trial of the whole lap. And then we're starting with the elimination race on Tuesday, which is a little bit my idea. I thought it might balance things out a little bit if those riders that get eliminated early, they get a bit more rest. And those riders that go through to the later stages of the elimination, they get less rest. So they could be jumping straight from 20k of sprint efforts into a sprint down the Champs-Elysees into a TT effort. So could be interesting. Or we could all run out of time and it could completely ruin it. So hopefully we've not messed it up. Then tomorrow I'm hoping, I'm not really hoping, that's too strong, should be riding the Virtue Slow Medio Fondo ride tomorrow afternoon UK time, which is a 95-kilometre race. It'll be the longest race I've ever done on RGT, 2.5 hours or so. As Strujon goes on the attack off the front. So I'm going to be streaming that for 2.5 hours or so. It's not too lumpy, only about 800 meters of climbing, I think. At 3 p.m. GMT, 2 p.m. GMT, 3 p.m. Euro time. I was tempted to skip this course, but it is a fun course. Big field. Thought I'd give it a go. It's not been too hard so far. I'm sure as we hit lap 5, things will pick up a little bit. So when I last raced on this, on the Vive la France event, Rob Stone went early. I nearly went with him. And I thought our little pack of 9 would catch him. And then a few hundred meters to go, Jan Decker attacked. So he was about 500 meters out. I tried to go with him. He managed to catch Rob Stone, take the win. Rob was second and I was third. So that was from a group of 10. Bit of a smaller field. So we'll see what happens today. If anyone fancies going early. There's enough of a run from that corner to get back into position, I think. Where are you heading this week, Scott? Where's Paul taking you? Somewhere around Brighton again? So Maxime and Turco and Drujon off the front again, trying to push things. Stretching it out here. I just need to be alert, make sure I'm not getting dropped. It gets stretched out. Let the group pull us all back together. It's now Virtich, who I think we'll also be riding tomorrow. Slide a little bit off the front there. So 20k done, 3 laps, 2 laps to go. Looks like we're just a little bit behind that 45-minute schedule then. Yeah, I saw he was doing some lottery for course selections. So have a good ride. So as always, timing is going to be key on this course. I went a bit early on Wednesday in the Westerly race. Got swamped before I got to the line, ended up in 14th. The group's a bit smaller today. There's a couple more opportunities on these little hills to stretch it out. Maybe break the elastic to a couple of riders. I don't want to be chasing this down. I need to get back in the pack a little bit. That's better. Get some lead out men in front of me. Give me a minute, Mark, I'll get to you. Oh. That was a big push. All still came back together though. So Mark, I am running a i7 4th generation processor. I think it's 16 gig of RAM and a 6 gigabyte GeForce 1650, I think. Yeah, it seems to be pretty good. Yeah, I think the attack is probably a bit late, Francois. Oh, nice, 50k. That'd be a good day out. Up by the seaside. Yeah, this is on, I'm pretty sure this is on Ultra. And I stream at 48 frames per second. I used to run at 30, but I'm generally getting 45 frames plus, 40 plus, so I might as well share that with you guys. The internet seems to handle it okay. All that data. So group of 20 then. 1 and a bit laps to go. I don't think so. I think it's all clients on the server side. So you might see a bit of a delay your side, but all the calculations are done on the server. And I think it's just transmitting your position back to your PC. I just think it's power on here. There's a bit of an attack off the front. Yeah, I think it probably is a bit higher compared to Swift. Not quite sure why that is in terms of the graphics. But I do think long term the idea was you have a phone app and a screen app. And the screen app at the moment's on your PC. But eventually that could just be on a server somewhere in the cloud. And you're just streaming the view. All the calculations and the graphics is done remotely, and it's just like you're streaming Netflix or YouTube. So it's not doing any processing your end. It's literally just a screen like a TV. So that's the history of the two apps. I think they were hoping the technology might progress a little bit quicker. But I do know there's a few people that do run Swift. Sorry, we've got Swift in my head now. RGT on a virtual machine in the cloud somewhere. So they pay £6 a month or something to use this virtual machine. Which seems like a fairly good deal. But you are then as reliant on internet. But it's the same principle as what long-term RGT are looking to do, is to host everything on a server Ooh, I've eased up a bit too much there. Ooh. Cruising too much. Need to focus a bit then. 6k to go, final lap. He's driving it up the hill here on the front, stretching it out. Up the mountain, isn't it? Scott Tiananmen Mountain. Yeah, it's a good time that. I did that in Tour de Monde, stage 3, the end of the killer. I can see everyone eating up when they hit the front, trying to not do any work. Yeah, it doesn't feel too bad. Good pack size, helps keep the pace up. I'm going to stay alert now. Apologies if the sound quality is a bit down today. Something seems to have changed in my settings. You might be getting a bit of turbo noise, especially when I ramp it up. Seems like the noise suppression isn't working quite as well as it used to. All right, 4k. It's about 6 minutes, probably more, less, 5 minutes. This sort of race. No massive hills, nothing over 6 or 7%. Not too many corners. It's been a good sized pack. Means you've not had any been too strung out. Just need to keep alert, watch for anyone surging off the front. If anything being strung out. Making sure I'm in a position to react to anything off the front. Keep the power on now, don't use up too much. Yeah, well, I think Keith's wife is watching. She likes to be in the lounge watching the races. Whilst Keith is in the garage pushing the pedals. Hey mate. Not today. Oh. Ah, too early. Not strong enough. Ah, Dijon. Ah, good finish by him. Ah, down 11th. Outside the top 10. Oh. Big route finish. Not to be today then. Oh. All about timing again. And fitness. I probably should be doing better from that position, if I'm honest. Yeah, I think Drew John started pushing out of that corner. I saw a couple of red numbers flash up. Him and Vercic. Where did Vercic finish? Yeah, 14th, just behind me. They went quite early. Drew John managed to hold it. I tried to just hold back a little bit as well. And then I probably went about 200 meters, which is maybe 50 meters too early. That corner's about 350 out. So yeah, just hit the front too early again, Ned. Oh, good race though. Nice workout. Not too hard. Surprised there was no one going a little bit earlier there, but I guess with that pack it's going to be hard to get away. Ah, that was enjoyable. Hopefully all the new riders enjoyed that as well. Obviously a bit of a learning curve on RGT, but I'm sure they've had some fun. Hopefully they'll be back. Yeah, so hopefully I should be doing that 100k-ish race tomorrow. I'll have a look out for the stream on that. Come keep me company. If you are riding this weekend, have a good ride. I'm going to go recover a little bit, have some food and chill out this evening as it's 7 PM here in the UK. But thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't and give this video a little like as well. And I will catch you all tomorrow, hopefully. And goodbye. Cheers.